What's going on, guys? So a lot of you guys have been asking me for a overview of my 318 garden tractor that I have recently built over the past couple months. And so I'll give you one. A lot of you guys actually were asking for one, so why not give you guys what you want? And so my 318, I paid, a lot of you guys were wondering how much I bought it for. I paid $500 for it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I paid $500. It came with a snowblower and a deck, and it did have the mule drive. It did run, somewhat. So, I mean, I think it was worth it? No, probably not. Am I glad I got it? Yeah, I'm really glad I got it. But, it was a long journey, but we'll get into that. So I bought it, blew it up, had to replace the engine, with a 21 horsepower Kohler V-twin. Best decision I ever did. I love those Kohler V-twins. You know, was waiting on other parts. Then I decided to pull the trigger. I pulled the trigger, started restoring it. You know, a whole bunch of parts, new parts. Things pretty much rebuilt the way I wanted it. So that's kind of the whole idea, though, because it's mine. So it's supposed to be like it's supposed to have everything that I want it to have in it. And it's got the V-twin. Love it. It's reliable. Unlike the old Onan. Never, you know, it's like a guessing game if that thing's gonna start. You know, it's just, I built it the way I wanted it, and I'm pretty proud of how it's come out. And, I'm just blown away what it looked like back in April and what it looks like now here in September. So, pretty happy with the way it's turned out. And, I'm sure a lot of you guys, actually, all my followers, I'm sure you guys love it. So, glad to, I'm appreciative of, you know, what I have and everything. But, anyway, so, let's get into some of the, one of the questions I get probably asked the most is, am I happy with the tires? And I'm going to be completely honest with you, they're not the tires I even wanted. They're actually the second choice I had. I wanted R4s, industrial R4s, front and back. But my buddy Mitchell, over at Mitchell's Garden Tractors, he talked me into not getting them. He told me that yeah, they look nice, and it wasn't just him, but it was mainly him. Yeah, they look nice, but they're not gonna have the traction you want when you're in mud and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, I don't even drive they look good, but they're not what I need. So I went along, and they were way more expensive too. So that was another plus of getting these ones. So I got Carousel True Powers 26 12x12s. I absolutely love them, all except for one little tiny thing, but we'll get into that. So, a lot of people are asking, do they do good on, like, mud and, you know, all that. So, they seem to do good in mud, from what I have experienced. Sand, not so much. Sand, they have a lot of, they don't like it. What else? The gravel, I don't think it really likes rocks, like rocky, it just hates that. I say they really do good on, like, grass and, like, dirt and, you know, mud, you know, harder, more, I don't know what you'd call it, but sand and rocks, those are the two that it does not do good. I will be honest with you. And then a lot of people were asking me why I went with ag tires in the front if it's not a four-wheel drive. Simple answer. I like the look, and I'm not trying to run V61s like everybody else on this planet. So, we'll get to the next question now. Another question that a lot of you guys had was, is it a mud mower? No, it's not a mud mower. I took it, if it's muddy, it's because it's raining out, and I'm stupid and used it. I try not to use it in the rain, but it is not a mud mower, but it does get dirty. It's a work tractor, so if I have to go through mud to pull something through the mud, yeah, it's going to get muddy. A lot of you guys have been asking, or a few of you, is it my favorite tractor? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, it is. I love this thing. It is literally, I I couldn't see myself enjoying anything in, like, it just, the build process, it's all, you know, it's something that I don't know if I could just walk away from yet. And that's another question all you guys had was, am I looking to sell it and upgrade, or looking just to sell it? So, honestly, I would love a 332, but if I had the choice, I would go with a 420. And a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, why wouldn't you go for the 430? That's a diesel and it has all the 420 rear end, like the rear end and everything. 430, I honestly don't have any interest in. It's definitely a cool tractor, but I think it's ugly as heck and just too. I think they just messed too much up on it. Beautiful tractor, and obviously I would love one, but they're not on something that I think I would spend the $3 or $4 grand to get. So if I had the $3 or $4 grand to go spend on another tractor, I definitely would invest it in a 420. I would love to find a 420 like my 318, cheap, needs a lot of work, and then rebuild it like I did my 318. I love doing this stuff. It's not necessarily cheaper, but you know you built it, so you know, like, okay, well, I know that motor is decent because I ran it for 3 months before I shoved it in or whatever. So, you know, I definitely build, like, that's one of my most concerning points is when I go to buy something, especially if I'm going to pay like $3 or $4 grand. What if you're just covering up all the bad parts of it? Like, I'm worried I'm going to get home and it's going to blow up on me and I'm down $3 or $4 grand. Like, I don't want to do that. So, I have a hard time buying, like, actually ready-to-go things for, like, a lot of, like, the big dollars. But that's just me. I would like to upgrade, though, to a 420, like I just mentioned. I don't know when. A 330 and 332, I would like them, but they only have a 16 horsepower diesel. But anyway, guys, so that's pretty much going to wrap it up probably for this video. I love my 318. I love it, but there's some things that I just wish it was just a tad bigger and had more options for down the road. Because I'd love to put a loader and a backhoe on it someday, if I do, and not end up going a different route. But more than likely, I would probably get a 420, like I mentioned, or 400, and throw a loader and a backhoe on that. I would throw one on the 318, but it's just not. The frame's not as big, and I really, really want the diff lock and high and low. I know I can shove one in it, but it'd be a pain, and I thought about it, but honestly, I'd rather just start fresh, because there's a lot of things that I would rather have, and the 420 is bigger, so a 400, 420, whatever one, I honestly want both of them, but if I had to choose, I'd go with the 420, just because it's a newer model, so, you know, saving 10 years, but the 400 is really, really nice, and I came across one, I could have bought it, but I didn't have $5 grand to go spend on it right at the moment, so, but it was super nice, had a loader, backhoe, it was all over Facebook, all over it, and it was $5 grand for this thing, and it ran and all. It was a pretty good deal, honestly, if you know anything about old John Deere garden tractors, you know that thing was a good deal, so. It sold, though, and I saw it actually it was like 2 hours away from me, and then I saw it like a week later at my local store, convenience store. I was like, no way. So it is pretty cool, but obviously didn't have the funds to do that at the time, so whatever. I'm definitely gonna build one though someday, and can't wait till that day comes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.